Hello, my name is Prentice Park, and I'm the new Executive Director of Ministry here at UPC. As I look back, I realize that my sense of calling started ever since I was a little kid, being taken to church every Sunday. There I met volunteers and leaders and pastors who absolutely loved me and cared for me and showed me the way of Christ. And so since then, I thought about that and I wondered how I can give back, how I can help others connect with God the way that I was shown when I was growing up as well. Later on, I was also a part of Young Life, and I was the leader of a Young Life group. And then it solidified that God was calling me to do this literally for the rest of my life. I graduated from Seattle Pacific University. Immediately after that, I went to seminary at Fuller Theological Seminary in Pasadena, California. I graduated in 2008, and I've been in full-time ministry ever since. I can't believe it's already been 15 plus years. I've worked as a youth pastor, I've worked as an associate pastor, and for the last 8 years, I was the lead pastor at Bethany Community Church in West Seattle as the lead pastor. I've had the privilege of working at several different Presbyterian churches here locally at Lake Forest Park Presbyterian Church. And when I was in California, I was the youth pastor at Laguna Niguel Presbyterian Church. And so now I'm excited to be here at University Presbyterian Church. I would say, as the lead pastor at my last church for 8 years, the hardest years of that were the last 3 to 4 years, where as a congregation, we were wrestling with not only the pandemic, but even the politics that divided our congregation, but really not even our own congregation, but families and friendships. In addition to that, an increased awareness of the racial injustices that were happening around the country. I would say in the midst of all those challenges, the biggest lesson that I learned is that simply God is faithful. It's something that we oftentimes forget, especially in the midst of so much despair and hurt and conflict. But the thing that we had to remember was that God was always there, that God never left, and God desired still for our church to be the hope of the world. And that's not just my previous church, but including UPC and churches all around the world. The biggest lesson is that God is with us. Well, I don't take it lightly that I am being called here to UPC to continue the legacy of over 100 years of ministry here in Seattle. I'm super excited to not only get to know the staff, but to work together to hear what God is doing, to dream together, and to make it happen. We know that Seattle is a city that, well, if we're being honest, that desperately needs Jesus. And I truly believe that UPC is uniquely placed and called to do just that. I also love that we are directly across the street from the University of Washington. I know that UPC has a long history of reaching college students, and I'm so glad I get to be a part of that. Not only college students, but even young adults around the Seattle area. And a goal of mine would not only be going out and reaching students for Jesus, but inviting them in to our church to worship together, to serve one another. I really do believe that the church, again, is the hope for the world, and that includes college students and young adults around Seattle. And I look forward to serving with you here at the church and in our neighborhood. And if you see me at the church, or hey, even the local grocery store, please don't hesitate to say hello, because I would love to meet you.